Okay, this is the Oz report for October 11th, 2024. And let's start with Plex and Plex adjacent items. And for that, I'm going to jump into the game client as usual. And so let's start with Plex. Said this earlier in chat. Honestly, Plex is chasing high after high. Again, any sale right now on Plex doesn't do anything to get the price down. There's just too many good deals going on in the New Eden store. And so up until we see either massive purchasing of Plex by whales or by players returning for a war, we're not going to see this price come down. So 5.7 is the Plex price right now. What is this? Here, there we go. 5.6 is the lowest sell price right now in JITA, and there's no indication that that will relieve anytime soon. That combined with skill extractor prices that are basically unchanged and large skill injector prices that are basically unchanged, the skill farm profitability formula is just continues to be massively negative at negative 440 million if you're keeping track on it on my show. Now, having said that, Master at Arms cerebral accelerators, on the other hand, incredibly, they are rising in price again, and they shouldn't. All right, we've said this before. The ISK per SP value is terrible of the Master at Arms cerebral accelerators, especially compared to what you can get in the New Eden store with Plex. Even at the new Plex price. So even if you consider the fact that Plex is expensive right now, the cerebral accelerators that you can buy in the New Eden store are still more than 10% more cost efficient and more convenient than the Master at Arms cerebral accelerators. And so while I'm happy that you're buying all of them from me because I'm a big supplier of these, don't. All right, go to the New Eden store and buy those with Plex instead. They are a better deal. Now, let's move over to what is trending up this week. And interestingly enough, we're going to see a lot of freighters in here because guess what? Goons are moving from Delve to Tenerife's, and so look at this. Bowheads are definitely up. If we look at the short supply, you're going to see here. Let's see. Oh no, the largest drop in supply. We see bustards here. Oh, where did they go earlier? Where did they go earlier? We had a lot of freighters here. Did they actually leave? We had the one here earlier. They probably dropped below the 5 million mark. Let me see here. We're going into the dashboard. Let me see. Down here. Oh yeah, under highest trade volume, we can see the effect here. Look at the highest trade volume. We can see, for example, the Nomad and the Anchar trading at twice their usual value, even though you might not be able to see them on the price section. So let me actually go into the client here, and we're going to look at the high volume section and look at the Nomad. You can see it on here. So this is the Goons moving implication on jump freighters. You got to assume that most of them already had the jump freighters ready, but there are more moving. The rear as well here. The rear actually more even than the Nomad. So we are seeing the Anchar as well on here. People panic buying them. The other thing that this move is doing to the economy is this right here. Let me see. Is this right here? And that is ICE products. ICE products up 13%. Isotopes up massively, and that's because that fuel is needed for these jump freighters to jump. And so while Angry said on stream earlier that goons did do a lot of pre-purchasing and pre-stockpiling, the market is reacting here. We had a big jump last week, and now it's even higher. Currently, ICE products are trading 50% over 52-week average. So ICE miners go out there and mine. What we are not seeing is raw moon materials crashing more. And that's because there was a patch this week, and Metanox, the production of Metanox moon materials was made less profitable, or the running of Metanox moon materials was made less profitable because they now require more magmatic gas, and that is why we're seeing a turnaround here. Not a massive turnaround, just a slowdown of the drop. Moon materials are up 2% this week to still 20% below 52-week average overall. What we're also seeing is down here a 7% increase. Where was it? 7% increase in capital ships. Right here. Where it was. There we go. 7% increase in the prices of capital ships, and that is said jump freighters, because they are the ones that are actually being traded in the forge. Now, let's look at what's trending down. On the trending down side, we have leading the pack hardshell and Pyrolencia agency drugs. They are dropping from the Halloween event that we discussed last week. What is surprising, though, is the amount that they're dropping. I mean, this is definitely investment territory. You can see that for the better part of the year, these agency drugs were rising in price, and that's because we have fewer events nowadays, and we're missing login rewards. So there's just fewer of these agency drugs around. Now, with the event dropping presumably quite a few of them, their price has dropped quite significantly. And this might be a good opportunity for you actually to go in and buy these as an investment in the long run, because agency drugs are popular. They are used, especially in this case, Pyrolencia 1s and hardshells 4 are the ones that have dropped the most here. If we're looking at largest supply drops, we do still see the Fortizar there. We talked about the Fortizar last week. You know, moving space, the soft changeover, all of that means that Fortizars are in high demand. Last week they were completely gone, and now currently there's 7 on sale in the forge. That covers maybe a trade day, but most of them have actually left the market. So we're seeing very, very few Fortizars out there. And then something else we're seeing is the Golem. So the Golem, not sure if this is because of the event. There is a 90% PvP loot drop going on right now, or whether people are using them to crab. But the Golem is actually up. What is this? Pretty significantly, from about 1.3 to almost 1.5 million here. And as Elvira says in chat, yes, it's definitely the event. So the Golem is in high demand. Not a lot left. If you look here, there's less than 20 left, and the daily trade volume yesterday was 75. So there's very, very few Golems left actually in the system. If we're looking at overall what's also in short supply, Kronos, the Kronos, similarly like the Golem, sharp rise in price, not a lot left in JITA to sell. So if you have that Kronos lying around, right now is the time to either produce them quickly or sell them. And one thing that is surprising, which is messed up here in the client because of this. The terrible way that CCP graphs react to outliers, something that I've already addressed being on the CCP. I'm pretty hopeful that at some point it's going to get fixed. But what we're seeing here is, even though Maxalon in the patch 2 weeks ago was reduced in Titan blueprints, the price just keeps on rising. We were at 70 last week. We're 85 now. We were discussing this earlier in the MER, but the actual mineral price index, so the average price index covering all basic minerals, is the highest it has ever been in EVE Online at, 251 this month. So there are a lot of bottleneck minerals. Maxilon is one of them. Isogen has come down in price significantly, but it's still rather high. And this week even pyrite, pyrite saw quite a significant jump here. See that here, even pyrite is spiking now, and so this is just overall a very overhyped mineral market right now, because we are seeing a lot of changes happening to nullsec, and we're seeing a lot of uncertainty on the investor side with minerals around the bottlenecks that they represent in overall production. All right, did we miss anything? Let me go back to my dashboard here on the Oz report. Moon materials, as I said, moon materials are up and down. They've been crashing for weeks and weeks. Now they're slowly recovering. You're seeing vast changes here. Vanadium up 15%, but on the other hand, you're also seeing some of them crashing in price, and so overall, just a lot of dynamic prices going on with moon materials because of the Metanox changes that are going on. And in short supply, you see mostly battleships with the Kronos, the Golem, and the Marshall. Yeah. Most underpriced, maybe finishing on that. Most underpriced, hafnium and cadmium. We talked about that earlier. Hafnium being underpriced a lot because of the region of space that it comes from, but it being at 58% of 52-week average is very, very cheap, and cadmium similarly at 60% of 52-week average. That's just very, very low. Oh yeah, one thing I want to finish on is hypercores. So hypercores, we've been talking a lot about lately because there was the 2-for-1 change. If we look at hypercores in game, this is the massive 2-for-1 sale that we saw. It dropped below 300K. We are already seeing a slight recovery of a few percentage points this week. And so I'm very hopeful, although there's a lot of hypercores out there, that the price will slowly recover. I don't think it will go back to 500K in a long time, but I don't think it's unrealistic to expect 400K prices in the next 2 or 3 months or so. All right, that's the Oz report for October 11th, 2024, and we're going to return to the regular stream.